Now, welcome. Today I've prepared for you a very good topic that is under a unit known as vector analysis. So the topic I want to look at today is all about that is a cross product. Now with me I have a question here that given that vector A is equals to negative 4i plus 3j minus 11k and vector B is equals to I minus 3j plus 6k. The question is find vector A cross product vector B and hence find the angle between the two vectors. Now first of all, let us see the solution to this problem. So that is solution. Yes, solution, let us see it. Now the first question you are required to get the cross product of the two vectors. So to get the cross product of the two vectors, the solution should be that you just write the cross product, that is vector A cross vector B, that way. Then the slogan goes that since we have I, J and K, you are supposed to write them on top. So I'll just come here and write I, J and K there. Now after that, you are supposed now to get to write the coefficient of I below I, coefficient of J below J, coefficient of K below K here. So when I do such, the coefficient of I probably is negative 4, so I'll come here and write negative 4 here. Then the coefficient of J is probably is 3, the coefficient of K probably is negative 11, so that is for A. Then after that, you just come to B here, then you write the coefficient of I, you write it below here, coefficient of J, you write it here, coefficient of K as well, you write it here. So when I do such, I'll come up with 1, negative 3, as well as 6. Now after writing that, you are supposed to get to put the sign of getting the determinant. Remember, the moment you see this sign, that one means you are getting the determinant. So once you shall have gotten the determinant of both A, B vectors, you shall have gotten the cross product of that. So let us see how to get the determinant of this. Now to get the determinant, remember you are supposed to begin with I. So to after identifying I here, you are supposed to now to identify the column and rows that it belongs to. Probably the rows it belongs to, as you can see, negative. Okay, I, you will cancel this and as well as this. When you cancel this and as well as this, you will remain with 3, negative 3, as well as negative 11, 6. So this is what to write. Are we together? Yes. So I'll come here and write now I write I there in bracket. So I write the 2 by 2 matrix I'm having. So it is now 3, negative 3, negative 11, as well as 6 there. Then you put a bracket there. After I need to move to J, so I'll come here and J. Now before you come to J here, the slogan should be when you are from that is I, the next sign, okay, the first sign is positive here, so the next sign should be negative, positive, negative, however they are. So you begin with a positive, you go to negative, positive, negative, and the line goes that way. So I'll come here now and put negative here, but it is negative J. So I'll come here and probably put that J, then I put the bracket there, then I come to J. When you come to J here, you are supposed to be cancelling these as well as that. So you cancel this as well as that. That is it. So when you cancel the row where J belongs and the column where it belongs, you will remain with the negative 4, 1 as well as negative 11, 6. So that's what to write. So I'll come here and write now negative 4, 1 as well as negative 11, 6 there. Now after that, you are supposed to move to K, and I've told you that after positive it is negative, then positive as well as negative, and the line goes that way, and therefore K will be having a positive sign. So I'll come here and write positive K there. After writing positive K there, your work is just to move to where K is. When I move to K, you are required to cancel the row and column where it lies. So I'll cancel these as well as I cancel these. So when you cancel this and as well as this, you will be remaining with the 2 by 2 matrix, that is negative 4 1 as well as 3 negative 3. So that's what we write here, negative 4 1 and that is 3 negative 3. Now after writing that, you are now supposed to get the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix by just saying you just take the first diagonal minus the second diagonal, and the line just goes that way. So when you take the first diagonal, the product of the first diagonal is just 6 by 3. So when you take 6 by 3, it shall be, that is 18. So I'll come here and write I there, then I put 18 because 6 by 3 is negative, okay, negative, that is 18 probably. Then minus, the formula is you take the product of the first diagonal minus the product of the second diagonal. So when you get the product of the second diagonal, this negative cancel this negative, you will remain with that is 3 by 11 and probably is 33 there. After that, you move to J. Now you do the same. So the first diagonal minus the second diagonal. So the first diagonal is 6 by negative 4 and probably that is negative 24. Then the second diagonal, it is 1 by negative 11 and probably is negative 11. So it should be negative minus 11. Then you close the bracket that way, plus, so k into, so when you come here, the first diagonal is negative 4 by negative 3. So negative 4 by negative 3, you will end up by getting 12 minus 1 by 3, that is 3. After that, now you are supposed to work out the bracket by saying what is 18 minus 33. When you work out, you get negative, that is 15i. Then when you take a negative by negative is a positive, so it will be negative 24 plus, that is 11. When you work out that, you will end up by getting a negative 13, and remember there is a negative here, so the negative which is inside here, cancel this negative to become a positive 13j. Then when I move to k here, 12 minus 3 probably is, that is 9, so you will end up by having plus 9k. Now friends, after reaching here, you will have gotten the cross product of vector a as well as b. Now the second question here, you are told, and hence find the angle between the two vectors. Find the angle between the two vectors. Now to get the angle between the two vectors, the formula should be, so to get the angle, let me write, to get the angle, the formula should be that the cross product you obtained, that is the cross product you obtained, you are supposed to get its magnitude. After that, you are required to get the magnitude of individual a, that is a vector a. Then you get the magnitude of individual b, that is vector b. Then you are supposed to get, that is sine theta. So that after getting this as well as this, I'll be getting sine inverse to get the angle. That is it. That one means that I'm just required to be getting the magnitude of what I've gotten here. So how can I get the magnitude of this? So I'll come here and say, to get a cross product b magnitude, the formula should be, you just get the square of I, j as well as k. Then you get the square root. That is it. And therefore I'll come here and write the square of I, it is negative, that is negative 15 squared, negative 15 squared plus j is 13. So I'll come here and write 13 squared plus, that is k is 9, so 9 squared. So when I do such, I'll end up by so getting, that is 225 plus 169 plus 81, to finalize by having, that is 475. When I get the square root of 475, I should be in a position of getting, that is a square root So when I get the square root of the answer, my answer, it should be, that is 21.79 as my magnitude of the cross product A vector B. Now after getting this, you shall have done with this side here. So you move to this side here. So you see I've written that is a magnitude of vector A. So you are supposed to begin with it. Just write the magnitude of vector A. How can I get the magnitude of vector A? Now up here, you realize that you are having A. You are having A. Let me show you so that you can be aware of. So you are having A as that is a probably negative 4i plus 3j minus 11k. Now, since you have this, you can get the magnitude by just so saying the magnitude of vector A is equals to root of I squared minus, that is plus, sorry, j squared as well as plus k squared. That is it. So you just get the coefficient. You take the coefficient of I squared, coefficient of j squared, coefficient of k squared, then you shall have done. So to get that, I shall just come here and write the coefficient of I, it is negative 4 as you can see here. So I'll just come here and write the square root, big square root, then I get negative 4 because that is the coefficient of I, then I square it plus the coefficient of j is 3 here as you can see, so I'll just take it as 3 squared. So I'll come here and write 3 squared there. The coefficient of k is negative 11, you can see here. So I add, that is negative 11, but I square the result. Now after doing such, you are supposed to work out each and every term. That is a negative 4 squared, that is 16. Then plus 3 squared, that is 9, so plus 9, plus a negative 11 squared, that is 121. So you will end up by having root of 146. So when you get the square root of 146, you shall end up by having 12.08. Now after obtaining this, you shall have gotten the magnitude of A. You are only remaining with the getting the magnitude of B, then you shall just have done, because after that we shall just be substituting. Now to get the magnitude of vector B, you just do the same thing as you've done in magnitude of A. So you just come here and write, that is B, the magnitude of it being equals to, now go to the coefficient of I, j and k in B. So the coefficient of I is 1, the coefficient of j is negative 3 as well, the coefficient of k is 6. So this is what I'll be squaring. I'll square 1 plus square of negative 3 plus square of negative 6. Then I add, I'll get my answer schedule there. So I'll come here and write, so the big square root there, the coefficient of I is 1, so I need to be getting 1 squared plus the coefficient of j, probably that is negative 3, so I'll come here and write negative 3, but it is squared there, plus the coefficient of k is 6, so I'll come here and write 6 squared. Now when I do such, probably 1 squared is just 1, plus negative 3 squared, that is 9, plus 6 squared, that is 36. So when I do such, I'll be ending up with that is 46, of which when I get the square root of 46, I'll end up by getting 6.78 as my magnitude. Now friends, after reaching here, getting that is the 3 terms here, your work is just to substitute them here, then you end up getting the theta. So I'll come here and now write, it was a magnitude of the cross product, and the magnitude of the cross product I've gotten as 21.79. So I'll just come here and write now 21.79, which is equals to, remember it is this one, and it is equals to the magnitude of vector A. The magnitude of vector A here is 12.08. So I'll just write 12.0, that is 08. Then I need to multiply by the magnitude of B. And what is the magnitude of B? It is 6.78. So I'll just come here and multiply by 6.78. then it is sine theta. So I'll come here and write sine theta there. Now, to remain with unknown, remember the two can cross the equal sign, because when I divide by the two terms, probably I should be remaining with the sine theta. So I'll just come here and divide by 12.08 times, that is 6.78. The same thing here I do here, that is 12.08 times, that is 6.78. so the two goes, this one goes, then I will end up by sine theta. Remember, I have now sine theta being equals to 21.78 divided by 12.08 times 6.78, of which when you work out that, you will just end up by having, that is 12.08 08 times, that is 6.78. you will end up by getting, that is 81.93, of which when you take 21.7879, you divide by your result, you will end up by getting 0.26, that is 6. And therefore, after getting this, I need to be getting the theta. So the theta is just a sine inverse of the result. So just come here and write sine inverse of your 0.266. You will end up with your theta as scheduled there. So when you get the sine inverse of the result there, you will end up by getting, that is 15.42 as your degree, or the angle between the two vectors, and you shall have just done. Otherwise, I think you will enjoy that lesson. Any comment, please just put it there, so that I can be in a position of working out getting the solution towards that problem, or any other comment. Then try to share the video to as many of your friends as possible, so that they can also benefit. Now, otherwise, let me meet you in the next class.